Hi, Namaste. My name is Henry Jadiker. Over the last 30 days, I have made several videos to expose the life, the crimes of this guy, Kirtanananda Swami. And today I am making a video which will be the conclusions of all the videos that I have produced about him. I have learned so much about his crimes by reading all of the books of Henry Dr. Henry is a friend, and in my opinion, he's very honest. He has a good heart, a good intention, and he has done some very thorough research on the subject of Kirtanananda, his cults, and the Hare Krishna movement in general. Reading the books of Henry ultimately took me to make a video in Vrindavan, India in June 2023. As you see here, the disciple of Kirtanananda worshipping the dead body of Kirtanananda that they keep in the cement box. The disciple of Kirtanananda in India are now building a temple over his dead body so that future generation will come and worship the dead body of Kirtanananda. So today I would like to say to those disciples in India, those that we see in this video carrying and worshipping a statue of Kirtanananda, that they really have no idea of who this guy is. And I think it's very important that they get informed, that they read all of the books of Henry Dr. so that they find out that Kirtanananda was a prolific pedophile. Some of his children victims have now committed suicide because they could not deal with the memories and the abuse they have received from Kirtanananda, and also the people that he had put in charge in the schools of New Vrindavan. Reading those books, the disciple of Kirtanananda will learn that he was the one who gave order to his disciple Tirtha Das that you see here to go kill 2 people, devotees, that he thought was causing problem in his life. They will learn that Kirtanananda is a lifelong homosexual, a man that was a pervert. At one time, he used to have sex in the toilets of the subways of New York City with every pervert that wanted to have sex with him. And I think those that believe that Kirtanananda is now a saint, that Kirtanananda can do something wonderful to increase their spiritual life, to bring them at the door of moksha, liberation, they are very deluded. What do they want? Do they want the truth, or they want to believe a made-up story that Kirtanananda was a pure devotee of God and that he really cared for his disciple and followers? Reading the books of Henry Dr. will give knowledge and enlightenment to those present so-called disciple of Kirtanananda in India that, in my opinion, are very deluded. In the last few weeks, I also made several videos about Swami Bhaktivedanta, the Guru, the spiritual master of Kirtanananda. So I invite the present leaders of the Hare Krishna movement, those especially the ISKCON gurus. There's about 100 of them that gives initiation in the name of Swami Bhaktivedanta. By reading the books of Henry, they will realize that Swami Bhaktivedanta made a huge mistake in accepting Kirtanananda as a disciple, never asking the question, are you an homosexual? Are you a pedophile? It is clear in the book of Swami Bhaktivedanta that he was completely against homosexuality. He called homosexual activities demoniac, something not to be done by any man that is sane. But when it came to his cult, he accepted all kinds of homosexual, like Kirtanananda, Bhavananda, Sudama, and many others, never asking the disciple if they were homosexual or not. And one of the stories that has touched my heart even more than other stories in the books of Henry is the fact that Swami Bhaktivedanta played the matchmaker and ordered his disciple Ayagriva, that you see here is the one standing, a lifelong homosexual and a pedophile and a pervert, to marry this beautiful young woman, Shamadasi. She was only 20-year-old. Her heart was pure. She was very naive. Upon being initiated, the Guru had told her, you are now my daughter for eternity, and I am your father. What kind of a father would marry his beloved daughter to an homosexual and a pervert without making some sort of investigation? It is absolutely scandalous that the 100 or so gurus in present ISKCON keeps worshipping Swami Bhaktivedanta as pure, perfect. All of these people are brainwashed, bowing down to the statues and pictures of Swami Bhaktivedanta and never saying anything against the terrible negative quotes of Swami Bhaktivedanta, such as women do enjoy being raped, or him stating that Abraham Lincoln made a mistake in giving freedom to the black people in America. It would have been better to keep them as slaves, give them a little food, give them some clothes, and that's it. And he had his quotes about the Jews. He said Hitler didn't have anything against the Jews. He was upset because the Jews were financing against the German army. And if you look on the internet, there's probably hundreds of negative quotes from Swami Bhaktivedanta, but there is still hundreds of people brainwashed around the world being told that Swami Bhaktivedanta was perfect, very wise, and very pure. So all the gurus of ISKCON and all the people who claim to be a member of ISKCON and all the other so-called Vaishnava cult that have sprung out of ISKCON, all of them should read attentively the books of Henry Daktowski, starting with The 11 Naked Emperor. This is a very good book that explains very well the scam of the succession of Swami Bhaktivedanta when he died. Then they should read all the books, Gold, Guns, and God, and find out how Swami Bhaktivedanta said in 1967 that Kirtanananda was crazy, a madman that should be sent to a madhouse. And 5 or 6 years later, Swami Bhaktivedanta said that Kirtanananda was a pure devotee. He said, if you want to please me, if you want to serve me, serve and obey Kirtanananda. And because he said that, because he was the supreme authority, hundreds of people were cheated and some had their life completely destroyed because Swami Bhaktivedanta said that Kirtanananda was a pure devotee. It is obvious to me that from the very beginning in 1966, Kirtanananda was a psychopath, and any psychological authorities will tell you that you don't change from being a psychopath to a saint in just a few years. Swami Bhaktivedanta made some huge mistake in proclaiming Kirtanananda to be a pure devotee. Swami Bhaktivedanta made a huge mistake by being the matchmaker between a lifelong homosexual like Ayagriva and a very innocent young woman, Shamadasi, Cheryl Ann Morris. And as far as I'm concerned, he made many huge mistakes, such as telling his disciple Vishnu Janan that a sannyasi, a monk that break his vows, should commit suicide. He could not see as a guru that Vishnu Janan was suicidal, and because he said that, Vishnu Janan went and committed suicide. He was only 28-year-old. Swami Bhaktivedanta made lots of mistakes asking young men in their early 20s, including myself, to be celibate for the rest of their life, never asking questions if they really wanted to be celibate for the rest of their life or what their sexual orientation was all about. So I want to finish this series as I'm going into a completely different subject matter in my next videos. Please read the book of Henry Daktowski if you want to learn not only about Kirtanananda and his cult and the misuse of power of Swami Bhaktivedanta, but you will learn by reading this book the worst outcome that can happen when you brainwash naive people into cults. Thank you very much, and namaste.